So, as we were doing about Gauss theorem, right now we are going to discuss here electric field due to an infinite plane sheet of charge. I think no need to give you my introduction, you all know which one. Here, as हम completing Gauss theorem, electric field due to an infinite plane sheet of charge. You have a plane sheet of charge. Infinite plane sheet of charge. Due to that, you have to find out intensity of electric field. As you all know, these all are in Gauss theorem. What is Gauss theorem? Electric flux passing through any closed surface is 1 upon epsilon 0 time total charge enclosed by the surface. Electric flux passing through any closed surface is 1 upon epsilon 0 time total charge enclosed by the surface. So here we taken an finite plane sheet of charge. Due to that, we have to find out electric field intensity. So what we done? What we did? We taken a Gaussian cylindrical Gaussian surface. Cylindrical. What is Gaussian surface? Any imaginary surface you take to find out flux, right? That is, this is imaginary surface. So this is your infinite plane sheet of charge. Infinite plane sheet of charge, right? You want to find out, suppose that is that charge density, surface charge density sigma. You have an infinite plane sheet of charge and charge density on that is sigma. Due to this sheet, you want to find out electric field intensity. So what you did? You taken a Gaussian cylinder. Gaussian surface in a cylindrical form. Here, area of cross section is A. Area of cross section is A. Now you see, this is a positive charge. This is a electric field due to positive charge is always outward. Always outward. So it is outside. It is outside. Electric field due to positive charge is always outward. So that is E, outside. And area. Suppose that this is area element, small area element you taken dA. What? dA. Both are parallel. If this side if you see they are also parallel. Both sides same condition. This is point P, this is point P dash. You want to find out intensity of electric field. What you done? You taken a Gaussian cylinder passing through it. This side you taken point P, this side P dash, this side P dash. Electric field due to this E outward, area dA outward. So both are parallel. So now if you have to find out d phi, electric flux, d phi equal to d phi 1 plus d phi 2. What is d phi 1? E dot dA. E dot dA. Plus here again E dot dA. Both sides same. So this can be written as E dA cos 0 plus E dA cos 0. Both vectors are in the same direction. So angle between them is 0. Angle between them is 0. So d phi equal to 2E dA. Cos 0 equal to 1. Cos 0 equal to 1. So E dA, 2 E dA. This is electric flux through this. But you have to find out electric flux passing through holes of hole. For that what you are going to do? You are going to integrate. dA you are taking very small. Electric flux passing through very small area. But you want to know passing through hole. So for that you integrate both sides. So on integration d phi integration is pi 2 e. You are going to integrate here dA. This is for closed surface. This is symbol for closed surface. Now 2e dA means dA's integration is A. dA's integration is A. What is according to Gauss theorem? According to Gauss theorem, electric flux passing through any closed surface is 1 upon epsilon 0 times net charge enclosed by the surface. Now you see, suppose that net charge is q epsilon naught. What is q equal to? Sigma. Sigma is charge density. Charge on per unit area. Charge on per unit area is known as charge density. So sigma A upon epsilon naught equal to 2EA. So AA cancel. E equal to sigma upon 2 epsilon. This is formula for intensity of electric field due to an infinite plane sheet of charge. I hope everybody understand. We taken both sides of points. Due to that, flux through this d phi 1, d phi 2. E and dA both are parallel, so we take an angle 0. Cos 0 equal to 1, so E dA. Nothing is there. D phi integration is phi. Here E is constant. We are going to integrate dA. We taken a symbol sign of closed surface. dA's integration is A. It means total area. Now, according to Gauss theorem, phi equal to q upon epsilon naught. As you know, here surface density is sigma. So sigma equal to q upon A. So q equal to automatically sigma A. You put it here. This is intensity of electric field due to infinite plane sheet of charge. Now I am going to move electric field due to infinite electric field due to two infinite parallel sheets of charge. Parallel sheets of. Now you have two parallel sheets of charge. Here we find it out due to one sheet of charge. Now you have two parallel sheets of charge. Due to that, you want to find out intensity of electric field. As you already know, if suppose that their charge density is sigma 1 and here charge density is sigma 2. Okay, you can see this is point P, these are the point P dash. You take an outside. When we talk about inside, due to positive charge, electric field is always outward. Always outward. So due to sigma 1, intensity of electric field is away from the sheet. Similarly, due to sigma 2, again intensity of electric field is away from the sheet. So E equal to at point P, at point P, intensity of electric field, if you see, E equal to E1 minus E2. But what is E1? E1 you already find it out. E equal to sigma upon 2 epsilon naught. Sigma upon 2 epsilon naught. E equal to sigma upon 2 epsilon naught. Already you find it out. Intensity of electric field due to sheet is sigma upon 2 epsilon naught. You already find it out. So here you can put here E1 sigma 1 upon 2 epsilon naught minus sigma 2 upon 2 epsilon naught. What you can do now, total electric field at point P. This is at point P. 1 upon 2 epsilon naught sigma 1 minus sigma 2. Sigma 1 minus sigma 2. This is intensity of electric field due to two sheets at point P. But if this point P, instead of that point, we take at another point P dash, at point P dash, at point P dash. If we talk about that point P dash, then again you can see intensity of electric field E equal to E1 plus E2. Why? because both are in same direction. This positive charge push outward, this positive charge outward, so both are in same direction. So now both will add E1 plus E2. So here you will get sigma 1 upon 2 epsilon naught plus sigma 2 upon 2 epsilon naught 1 upon 2 epsilon naught. In bracket you can write sigma 1 plus. Here I told you about intensity of electric field due to two infinite parallel sheets of charge. But in this condition, both sheets have same charge. Both sheets have same charge. You all, I think, noted this. Now, if one sheet is negatively charged, what will happen? What will happen if one sheet is negatively charged? Suppose that this sheet has negative charge instead of positive charge. What will happen? See here, when negative charge will take place here, then at point P, the direction of electric field will change. Due to positive charge, intensity of electric field E1 is away from the charge, but due to electric field E2 due to minus charge toward the charge. So both are in same direction. Both are in same direction. So here you can see this in place of point P dash. If you take P, then same result you are going to get. भाई समझ लीजिए, you should understand. अब ये प्लस वाला due to positive charge electric field is outward, due to negative charge inward. So now point P, both are in same direction. So E equal to E1 plus E2. E equal to E1 plus E2. Sigma 1 upon 2 epsilon naught, sigma 2 upon 2. Again same thing. Now if you talk at point P dash, what will happen at point P dash? At point P dash, you see here, due to positive charge, electric field E1 is outward, but due to negative charge, electric field is inward E2. So this P dash, this will become P dash because both are in opposite direction. Due to plus charge, it is outward. Due to minus charge, it is inward. So now this is condition. E equal to at P dash, E equal to E1 minus E2. Same derivation. Now suppose that if at any condition this sigma 1 becomes equal to sigma 2. Sigma 1 and sigma 2 becomes equal to each other. That is equal to sigma. Then what will happen? Then at point P, sigma 1 and sigma 2 are equal. What will you do? 1 upon 2 epsilon naught sigma plus sigma. It means 2 sigma upon 2 epsilon naught. 2 cancel. Here again if you take, what will you get? E equal to 1 upon 2 epsilon naught sigma minus sigma, it means E equal to 0. Intensity of electric field is 0. So this you all understand, I hope. Just now I am going to tell you some other thing. Intensity of electric field due to uniformly charged thin spherical cell. That I am going to discuss. This is, I think, if I talk about important thing, this is the last derivation. Electric field due to spherical cell due to a uniformly charged spherical cell spherical cell. Electric field due to uniformly charged spherical cell. Suppose that you have a uniformly charged spherical cell. It's like this. You have a uniformly charged spherical cell which have positive charge. Always remember, charge always remain at the surface of sphere. Charge always remain at the surface of. Suppose that you have a uniformly charged spherical cell and that have Q charge. How much charge? Q positive charge plus Q. This plus Q charge will remain at the surface of the sphere, this spherical cell. This charge will remain at the surface of spherical cell. Again I am repeating, you want to find out electric field due to uniformly charged spherical cell. What you did for that? You taken a spherical cell which have charge Q. The radius of a spherical cell is capital R. What is the radius of a spherical cell? The radius of a spherical cell is capital R. Suppose that you want to find out intensity of electric field due to this cell at point P, at point which is at small r distance, which is at small r distance from the center of spherical cell. You have a spherical cell that have charge plus Q. Their radius is r. Due to that, you want to find out intensity of electric field at point P, which is at small r distance. In this condition, small r is greater than capital R. This is first condition. When small r is greater than capital R, then to find out this, what you can do, I think it will become difficult to make diagram. I should take a small distance better. I should take point P here. Then I am going to make a Gaussian surface. This is imaginary Gaussian surface. This is imaginary Gaussian surface. I have taken a spherical Gaussian surface around it with radius small r. With radius small r. Now, here we taken a small area element dA. Small area element dA. Due to positive charge, electric field intensity is also outward E. Both are in same direction. E and dA. Both are outward. Both are in same direction. So please try to understand that electric field E and area vector dA both are in same direction. If we find out electric flux, then d phi equal to E dot dA. E dot, again and again this is formula for electric flux. I think till now it is very common thing for you all. So d phi equal to E dot dA. E dot dA can be written as E dA cos 0. E dA cos 0. Cos 0 equal to 1. So d phi equal to E dA. This is electric flux passing through this small area. But you want to find out electric flux passing through whole Gaussian surface. Whole Gaussian surface. Whole Gaussian surface. So you integrate both sides. So phi equal to sine of integration. E will come out dA. Because already you written like the E dA. E will come out because it is constant. Integration we will take dA's integration. So phi equal to E. What is area dA? Area of sphere. 4 pi r square. Because we are taking this sphere. This is a Gaussian surface. Not area of this inner sphere, because we have to find out for intensity of electric field at point P. So we taken a sphere, big sphere, as a Gaussian circle, as a Gaussian circle. So what is phi? Electric flux passing through this Gaussian circle. What is according to Gaussian circle? Because Gauss law. According to Gauss law, electric flux passing through any closed surface is 1 upon epsilon 0 times total charge. So total charge in closed, suppose that is Q. Q upon epsilon naught equal to E into 4 pi r square. E into 4 pi r square. So E equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught Q upon r square. Q upon r square. E equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q upon r square. This is your formula for intensity of electric field. This is your formula for intensity of electric field. Now, suppose that if we take in place of Q, sigma, as you know, sigma equal to Q upon A, surface charge density. So what is Q equal to? Sigma into 4A. What is A? Area of sphere. 4 pi r square. So here, sigma into 4 pi r square, you can take as Q. So now E equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught Q. In place of Q, you can write sigma into 4 pi r square upon r square. 4 pi cancel. So formula you will get E equal to sigma r square epsilon naught small r square. This is also formula. Now this is condition when point P is outside. Point P is outside the conductor. Small r is greater than capital R. If, now I am going to remove this. If instead of this, we take the point that P, I am removing this beta. Right? If we take point P on the surface of the sphere at the condition when R equal to capital R. If point P is not at the surface of the sphere, point P is not at the surface of the sphere, point P is at the surface of the sphere. At that time point P is outside the sphere. Now point P is at the surface of the sphere. Then what will happen? Small r and capital R equal. What will happen? You can utilize this. Again, you can take again dA area. So d phi equal to again E intensity of outward E dA. Same thing. You can see d phi equal to E dA means d phi E dot dA same way. So d E dA cos 0 again. Now if you integrate phi equal to E will come here dA. Integration dA equal to 4 pi r square. Because already small r and capital R are equal, and here phi in place of phi you can write Q upon epsilon naught. Same thing I am repeating. That's why I am not talking too much. 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught Q upon r square. Q upon r square. If, as you know, Q equal to what? Q equal to sigma into 4 pi r square. You put it here. 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught sigma into 4 pi r square upon r square. R square cancel. Sigma upon epsilon naught. This is formula for intensity of electric field due to this conductor. This is for any conductor also. This is for any conductor also, not for spherical conductor only. Now another thing, if this point P is inside the conductor, if this point P is here, inside the conductor, very first I remove this all, otherwise you all will confuse. Again I am going to make, if point P is inside the conductor, not outside, if this point P is inside the conductor, then you take Gaussian surface like this. Small r in this condition is less than capital R. Less than capital R. Again you take dA, area, electric field outward d phi equal to E dot dA. Again and again I am writing same thing. So d phi equal to E dA. So phi equal to E, you can take common here, dA. Phi equal to E into dA. dA means what? 4 pi small r square, because this is the radius is small r, Gaussian surface. Now what is phi? Phi equal to 0 upon epsilon naught. Because inside there is no charge. Charge is at the surface of sphere. You take in this Gaussian surface inside the sphere. There is no charge. There is no charge, so this is 0. E into 4 pi r square. So E equal to 0. Basically, if we discuss, then this is all about this chapter. Theoretically, numerical problems are there. Those problems we can discuss just now. Any problem you can ask. See here, this is a sphere. Due to that, you have to find out intensity of electric field at 3 positions. First position, R is greater than capital R. It means outside. Outside you already find it out. Then at the surface. Then inside always remember electric field intensity is 0 anywhere inside the conductor. Intensity of electric field is 0. So please do it, practice, continuously watch my videos. I will try my best and you can tell me what are your problems. Thank you for watching.